Hey, welcome back. We back. I'm Old IJ. This is my big brother Hen. Hen, talk to him. That's all you get from him. But hey, this is episode 3 of For Life. You know me. I'm not going to hold y'all up. We're going to jump right into it. But before we get started, y'all think Aaron Wallace going to get somebody else off this week? You think so? You think so?
It look like it's going up to that way, but you never know.
We're going 3 weeks of getting them out of here. If you like my content, please subscribe to the channel. Turn on your notification game. Hey, let's jump right into it. So, we jump off into our first new character. We didn't know his name at first, but as you can tell, it looked like an AA meeting. You know, how everyone's sitting around and everyone's telling their confessions. So, this gentleman right here that we see is a Mr. Hassan. So he's pretty much like the mediator for everyone that's like trying to recover through drugs, and he's pretty much just, you know, calling people out. Hey,
the class and all that.
Hen, so what is your problem?
Share your story with the group and everything like that.
This here is a safe spot, just like my channel. Down below when you comment is a safe spot. Don't go in on each other. We just open up. You talk to me, we feed back. So he pretty much is working with everyone in the prison. You can tell he's reformed. He probably had well, I won't say he had to have a tough background if he's sitting in prison. He had to have done something.
Well, it's in prison, now you're in charge of like the rehab group, yeah. So you had to go through a couple things.
So in the middle of that, the warden, she shows up and she's like, yeah, we know that there's drugs in the jail, but that's what we're here for. You guys, we see that you're recovering. We want to help y'all. We're trying to crack down on where the drugs are coming in. You guys don't have to tell me who it is, but we're just know we're here to help you guys. So
then the other inmate, he was like, I'm kind of scared to go back to gym pop.
Because they'll be on them, and then
there's so many opportunities to go back down that route.
That, and he's probably like, man, if I tell, y'all sending me back to gym pop still? Like, but the warden, she takes Hassan out, and she shows him a new wing that they have. So anyone that's recovering from drugs, alcohol, they'll come here instead of going into gym pop. And Hassan's like, yeah, this is really nice. She's like, hey, this is all because of you. You keep your program up, we'll be able to have this spot for everyone to come. And then they're rudely interrupted by some guard talking about, yeah, Aaron Wallace is downstairs trying to get some records. Okay, what are you telling me for? But we know that the warden and Aaron, they got a little thing going on. So while Aaron was down there trying to get his paperwork and talking to the warden, she tells him about Hassan. And she's like, yeah, Hassan's doing a good job with our rehabilitation, and we got a new wing opening up for him. I think you should take his case. It's been kind of a cold case for a while, but it would be a good case for you because it's going to help the prison look good and will also help me with getting rid of solitary. And like him was discussing while we was watching, why would Aaron take that? But it kind of makes sense. So it turns out, hear me out here, I might be on this something. Hassan's brother is a police officer. So remember, he's trying to get his files. You think that would have something to do with him taking Hassan's?
Everything that Aaron's been doing has been, he'll do something, but something is going to be like a building block for himself. Yeah. Like, he's like, I'm going to do something for this person because I'm going to get something back. Yeah. I'm going to do something for this person, I'm going to get something back. So
it's like, I'm going to cook dinner and I'm going to make you a plate. But I know if I make him a plate, he got to wash the dishes and put all the food up. All right, bet. I'm going to take that. So Aaron's talking to Hassan like, hey, let me take your case. And Hassan's pretty much like, nah, man, it's been over for so long. Like,
he didn't want to ask his brother.
Yeah, he didn't want to ask his brother for help.
Be like a character witness or nothing like that either.
So the whole time is really Aaron like, hey, man, give me a chance. I can take your case. I can flip this case around. We can get you out of here, man. You just got to hit your brother up. But I got an idea. Instead of you calling him, I'll call him and tell him I'm taking your case. And then he won't know you have anything to do with it.
Because he wrote to his brother as soon as he got in. And
the brother never wrote back. Yeah. So, we're going to see. I'm assuming that he's going to take the call because it'll be a short episode if he doesn't. So, Aaron does end up calling Hassan's brother. What's his name? Craig? Calvin. I knew it was a C. But he calls him and he's talking to him like, hey, I'm taking on your brother's case. You know, so he doesn't have anything to do about this. He doesn't even know I'm taking it yet. But I just want to be able to, you know, call you down as a character witness. The brother's pretty much like, hey, man, I don't deal with my brother. But he tells him about when the court case, the court date is. They end up going to court and the two brothers, they see each other first time in years. And it's just like, you know, Hassan's glad to see him. I think from being a brother, it's like he's glad to see his brother, but like the last time he seen him, it was like, man, you was all drugged out and stuff.
He was all drugged out, but like seeing him healthy now and that he's going by a different name, he's found religion and everything like that. I think he's happy to see his brother doing well, but he's still not happy to see his brother.
Yeah, because he even said, "Oh, because you became a Muslim now." Like he's trying to say he didn't really change his life. He changed the outside, but he's still him. That's what he thinks on the inside.
Like it's been so much done before he went in and changed that,
Yeah, it's gonna be.
He could have did things differently before, but
yeah. So then they get into the court and they actually having a trial. Now this judge is stern, like he just sitting there, Mr. Aaron. And he's pretty much going in like, hey, Aaron, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if you learned anything, but that's not how we do it in court. And he pretty much...
Well, I rest my case and then still want to call in witnesses and everything.
You should have called witnesses before you even came to the court today. So pretty much Aaron's like, well, I didn't have time for that. Well, he was like, well, this is my court. Hey, it's over with. Get out of here. So Aaron looks at Hassan. He's like, man, trust me, I got you. It's gonna be another way, man. I'm just gonna pretty much appeal this. So let's see how that turns out for him. But Hassan wasn't too happy about that. Now we got a big plot twist. I won't even say a plot twist, but it's a real big speed bump. You remember episode 1 with Jose where they had the paper written up? Well, you remember the district attorneys? They were very mad that a convict beat them in court and embarrassed them. So what did they do? They dug in deep. Comes to find out, they got a subpoena to come and look at the tapes from the visitation room, and they see where Aaron gets the piece of paper from his girl, his ex-wife, Marie. Yeah. So now they're talking to the warden like, hey,
your guards ain't doing their job. Like, I thought they supposed to be checking stuff, so we just let inmates leave the room and then come back later.
And then he defied the officer because remember he told Aaron, he said, all right, now go back. And Aaron still went and handed off that paper. So now
I don't think the head guard likes the warden too much.
Yeah,
he don't be falling in line.
He just want to do his job and go home, all this extra stuff. So they see the paper, and so they have a subpoena for that. They say they want to come back and get audio, or they want to talk to the guards. And the warden, she trying to protect her people. And Aaron, of course. So she's like, no, you're going to need another subpoena for that. So the DA was like, oh, we'll be back. Believe me, sister, we'll be back. He didn't say that part, but he did say they'll be back. So the DA is making their rounds. They already went to the prison and talked to the warden. The next stop, who was on camera? Miss Marie. They pull up on Marie. She's a little registered nurse, doing her thing, checking on the patients. And they come in there like, hey, can we talk to you real quick? She's like, what is this about? And they were like, we need to take you in for some questioning from a couple of weeks ago. So she's like, all right. And she playing a little tough role, you know what I'm saying? They walking down the hallway. She's like, really? 4 cops for me? Like,
then they bump into that doctor that she was talking to earlier. He was telling her not to go back down that road again.
Yeah, so we're going to see what she has to do. We're going to see if she can stand strong, though. I think when they put that pressure on her, she going to fold. So we didn't hear much from Mr. Darius earlier on in the season, but today he got a lot to say. He's like, so what are you doing still involved with Aaron? Like,
he knows that he's talking to her all the time, but like her getting involved, getting questioned by the DA.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, what are you doing, Aaron, to get like questioned? Like,
he got to come down there and pick her up and all.
Yeah, you should only be visiting him with your daughter, and that's it. Like, you and him shouldn't have a personal relationship outside of the daughter. But she's like, man, all I did was mail off some mail. And he's pretty much like, so you're doing all this. You have a daughter that's pregnant out here. You need to be more worried about her, me, and our household than you need to be worrying about Aaron. And she's just like, oh, please, Darius. I just mailed him a letter. And Darius is like, look, I used to be this dude's old best friend. He in jail. I'm banging his ex-wife. I don't want nothing to do with him, man. He's in for life, you know what I'm saying? We can live our life. I always wanted you, but I ain't had the money that Aaron had.
Until Aaron got locked up.
Yeah. But that's just a little bit on Darius. I think he's going to play a bigger role later on, but I just wanted to touch in on him because he had a lot to say about going against Aaron.
Pulled in by the DA, be a witness.
So Aaron, he gets off the phone with his ex-wife, and she pretty much is telling him, I was just questioning or whatever. But he comes into the office, and the warden's like, Aaron, So what happened today? Like, what is your whole plan? What you taking on?
Science case.
What are you doing? Like, so she's pretty much like, why are you doing this? And he's like, why are you mad that I didn't tell you the whole plan? I got a plan for this. See, what I'm gonna do is, Hassan's brother is actually a police officer in the 100 Blacks. So I'm gonna try to, if I get this case, I do this case for him.
Yeah, they keep denying me my case.
Yeah, I can get the information from him in his 100 Blacks. Now I'm assuming 100 Blacks is like the NCAAPP, NAACP
like
for
the black organization inside the cops.
So he'll be able to get the information from them since he is a cop, and they keep denying his records. My thing is, when he first came in here, I thought the warden was gonna be mad. Like, hey, why are you doing all this extra stuff, forging stuff?
You got the DA coming down here looking at cameras and all this stuff.
I thought it was gonna be bad for him when he got in there, but he lucked up. He has a plan, so let's see. Let's see if it actually works for him, though. That judge ain't playing around. So the day of trial comes again. This is the second time NA in there. And it looks like Aaron got his thing together. We always know he got a trick up his sleeve that we don't know nothing about. But it turns out that Hassan had told Aaron prior to coming back to trial that there was a homeless man that was sleeping in that building. So I guess this is going to tie in with some of the evidence for when he went to trial. And once we get to trial, Aaron is pretty much telling the judge, like, when they searched the building, they said they found a sleeping bag on the 3rd floor.
Sleeping bag, and they found an ID.
An ID that was expired, and no one actually went to go look up who it was or anything. So he pretty much went on the basis of the police officers, they didn't do their job. They just went in there and...
The police officers didn't do their job, and Hassan's lawyer at the time didn't do his job. That, you had a homeless man that had his stuff there, but he had died, days earlier before that. So then he was trying to get Hassan off. And it's down to what? A breaking and entering?
Yeah, just a breaking and entering.
And not the rest of the stuff. So he would get out with time served and all that.
Yeah, so as of right now, he would be a free man. So when that happened, now it's very detailed of how he described it. I'm going to paraphrase it the best I can because I don't know the legal term. So pretty much squatting in the house is when someone lives in an abandoned house, or it could be somebody's regular house, but someone's gone. If someone's sleeping in there, like after a certain amount of days, then that's considered squatting. Squatting, that's their property. Now, the only thing is, it went from being an abandoned building to a squatting. So it wouldn't have been a breaking and entering into what was it? What would they call it? Not a breaking and entering into an abandoned building, but it'd just be breaking into like a personal house now.
Yeah, like a business or something.
Yeah, like a business. And if he doesn't take like over $500, then it's just gonna be, just a breaking and entering. So then the judge hits him with, I know what that's called. That's squatting, but we don't have that law in this state. So Aaron was like, oh man, but he was quick though. He bounced back and told the judge, well, if there's no law for it, then there's really nothing for it. And in the courtroom, you have the authority to make law. And the judge said, you know what? I do. A lot of judges do that. But in my court, I go by the book.
I'm not that kind of judge.
Yeah. So now they in a standstill. Like, uh-oh. So they come back in from a little recess, and it still ain't looking too good for him. The judge is like, hey man, you did a good job. You tried your best, but do better. And he dismissed the case. So it looked like he's still going to be in there. As they leave in the courtroom, Hassan and his brother, they sitting in the hallway, and they're just talking. Kind of reminiscing. You can tell that the brother's opening it up like, man, I actually missed you and everything. So he even says it too. He says, hey, I'm sorry I didn't write back. I wish I would have, especially now, you know what I'm saying? So Hassan and Aaron, they got to get back on that bus. They got to go. You got to get out of this courtroom. But no, so after this, the brother meets up with the warden. And the warden's talking to him, and she's pretty much explaining like, yeah, Hassan, he's good. He's actually changed people. And that's when the brother's like, all right, you know what I'm saying? I have actually seen a difference from him, especially from viewing him in court and being able to talk to him for so long. He's like, I'll take this paperwork, you know what I'm saying? And turns out he took the paperwork, all of it, gave it to Marie. Marie calls like, yeah, thank you, we got the paperwork. But nah,
she went back up there to see him, and they doing a double check going into the visitation room. Check. But she has this big manila folder that she has.
Yeah, it's law business. I gotta take it. So let him take it, and now he got his files. We working now. Hey, like we said, man, Marie, she came and brought the files to Aaron. And you know, you always gotta have that motivational speech. Took that paper from her and said, This is the story of how they got me. And when this release, I'm gonna be out of here. And she just looking at him like, all right. But nah, really, all jokes aside, he got his paperwork, and hey, like I said, it's about to heat up. He about to go to that cell. He about to read all that. I wouldn't be surprised if he has everything just on the wall and has like a rope from here going to the next building. Cause that's how I picture him in my head. I know, you know what I'm talking about, like a cartoon.
Crime scene investigators.
But it's about to go down. So I hope they go more into detail of his story, because they kind of beating around it. But we gonna see.
I think he's gonna probably have to help somebody else to help him out some kind of way.
Yeah, like a big thing that he's gonna have to help with, and he's gonna have to use Darius even though he doesn't want to. All right. Look, that was episode 3. Like I say, I like this show. I like the direction that it's going in, but I'm glad that we actually get to start seeing him work on his case. Now that's what I want to know, because he's gonna have to dig deep. He's gonna probably expose like cops and everything.
I don't know, because the DA is like right on him too. So, and they having their little meetings about him and everything.
Yeah, after hours and stuff too.
I think it's gonna be a race, and then you got the guy that's running for office
that gets the award. Yeah. So it's gonna be. I know it's made by 50 Cent, but it has a softer touch of power. Like everything is going exactly the same way. Like, you see what I'm saying? Aaron and Ghost, they both got, you know what I'm saying, they messing with authority. You know what I'm saying? They both got like stuff on the inside they got to get rid of from the, you know what I'm saying, while dealing with their own families. And then you got the DAs, just like Sax and them, chasing after him the whole time. Like, hey, get back here.
Build up a case.
Yeah, when he's sitting in prison, y'all can just go up there and monitor him. Like, all right, what's he doing today? All right, cool, yeah. But, hey, that's episode 3. Comment down below. Would you have Aaron as a lawyer? Would you hire him?
Nah, I don't trust that dude.
Comment below if you would hire Aaron as a lawyer. Like I always say, follow us on our social media, please. And hey, if you like my content, please subscribe to the channel. Click the notification bell so every time I drop something, you'll see it first. And thanks for watching. I'm out.
Jimmy on the beat, boy.